In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to compute the measures of central tendency from a frequency table. And let's take a look on the left side. Here we have a frequency table, and to compute all the measures of center, of which there are three, we're going to do the following. To find the mode, we're going to recall the definition of a mode. A mode is an observation with the largest frequency. So in our case, the largest frequency is, so we go through all the frequencies and we compare them. So the largest frequency is 7. There's no other frequency larger than 7. And there are two observations with largest frequency 7. So that means we have two modes. So we're going to enter the modes using separate them with a comma. So 2, 3. So the largest observation is 7, and these are the modes, because a mode is an observation with the largest frequency. So the only time we're not going to have modes is when all frequencies are the same. That's when we say no modes. So let's continue. Now, to find the mean and the median, the easiest way to do that is to actually kind of recreate, well, the easiest way is actually use technology, just so you enter this data into some sort of calculator and press a few buttons and you get the answer. That would be the easiest way. Now, the second easiest way conceptually would be to, if you already understand how to do it with from the raw data set, then you can just kind of reconstruct raw data from this frequency. So it's like moving backwards, but conceptually it does make sense. So what do I mean by this? So for example, if we look at this frequency, what does this number 2 represent? That means we have 2 zeros in our data set. So if I go ahead and just reconstruct my data set with 2 zeros, well, I took care of this first row. So now what does this 3 represent? The 3 represents the number of ones in the data set. So that means we have 3 ones. Then we have 7 twos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we have 7 threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Then we have 5 fours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have 4 fives. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 2 sixes, 6 and 6. So this is what my original data set looks like, and if it was given to me, I would have constructed this frequency table. Now, once the raw data set is right in front of us, it's very easy to find the mean. What do? We just add all of this together, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use a calculator, and I'm just going to throw a bunch of pluses in there. Plus, I'm just going to be careful here. And you kind of see that it's a very primitive process, but conceptually it's very simple. So I'm just going to find the sum of all of these numbers. And what do we do with the sum? Of course, we divide the sum by the total. And the total here is provided. It's 30, so I'm going to divide everything by 30 to compute the mean. And it didn't seem to like how I entered my answer. Maybe it just doesn't like all these spaces. Again, I'm using a built-in calculator in the browser. Any calculator would be okay here. So again, what I'm doing is very primitive computations, but conceptually it's very simple. We got the data set and we found its mean. Still doesn't like my entry for some reason. I don't know why. Is it too much? I certainly don't want to type the whole thing again. But why don't we try to copy it? Oopsie doopsie, I think I'm like messing it up. How many ones we have? 3. So let's just remove this. Let's try putting this over here. Let's actually let me copy it. This is so weird. Didn't expect it react like this to my simple request to compute the average. Let's see if Google any better. Yeah, at least Google does a better job at this. Okay, no more being for me. So the average is 3. Now, if you want to increase the level of understanding here, here's what we do. Instead of typing 0 plus 0, we could have typed 0 times 2. Instead of typing 1 plus 1 plus 1 3 times, we could have typed 1 times 3. Instead of typing 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 7 times, we could have typed 2 times 7. Same here. Instead of typing 3 7 times, we could have typed 3 times 7. Instead of typing 4 5 times, we could have typed times 4. Instead of typing 5 4 times, we could have typed times 4. And the last one is 6 times 2. Hopefully Bing can do this one. Let's try. Yes. So again, and now we're getting closer and closer to the actual formula for computing the mean. So if you do get it, then good for you. If you don't get it, then just write them all out. But anyway, the average is 3. Now, how do we compute the median? Well, the median is the middle number if you write, or it's the average of the middle two numbers if you write all the numbers in order. Well, luckily, we already have done so. We wrote all the numbers in order. There are 30 of them. So when you have 30 numbers like that, 30 is an even number. That means the median will be the average of the middle two, but the middle two will be the 15th and 16th. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So right here. So this is my 15th and 16th, as you can tell. And the average will be the middle of these two. So what's the average of 3 and 3? It is also 3. So the median is 3. Now, when you actually look at the detailed solution, it's going to tell you something about the cumulative frequencies. And what is this all about? So we can actually figure out the average of the middle two without counting 15th and 16th element, because once we know we have 15th and 16th, we need to find the average of the 15th and 16th element. We can now start looking at the cumulative frequency. So what does it mean that the cumulative frequency of 2 is 12? That means there are 12 numbers that include 0, 1, and 2. So what does it mean, the cumulative frequency of 3 being 19? That means there are 19 numbers up to 3. So if we're looking for the average between the 15th and 16th elements of the data set, then we can conclude that they are both 3 by looking at these two cumulative frequencies. So if your 12th entry is 2 and your 19th entry is 3, it kind of makes it obvious that both 15th and 16th entries are both 3s. So again, it's a higher level approach, which gives you the same exact result. So when I submit this, I get, of course, the right answer. Let's just try another one real quick. For practice, we have to compute another mode. A mode is an observation with the largest frequency. We can have none, one, or multiple modes. In this case, the largest frequency is 8, and an observation, in this case, the only observation with the largest frequency is 0. So the mode is 0. To find the mean, I'm going to use the formula 0 times 8 times plus 1 times 1 time plus 2 times 5 times plus 3 times 1 time plus 4 times 6 times plus 5 times 2 plus 6 times 2, and all that we're going to divide by 25, and the mean is 2.4. Now, to find the median, I'm going, again, one way is to write out all the elements. So we have 8 zeros, we have 1 1, we have 5 2s, we have 1 3, we have 6 4s, we have 2 5s, and we have 2 6s. So let's not look at the raw data set yet, but let's try to look cumulative frequencies. So in a set of 25 elements, the middle one will be number 13. And now, knowing that, let's take a look at the cumulative frequencies. So what's going on around that area? So what's the element number 13? Well, the 9th element will be 1. Well, 14th element will be 2. So what does that mean? That means all the elements between the 9th and 14th are all 2s, because that's how we interpret the cumulative frequency. So the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, and the 14th elements are all 2s, and the median was the 13th element. So we can answer this question now. The median is 2, because 2 is the 13th element. Now, if we look at the data set, well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and kind of as we predicted, the 13th element happened to be 2. So again, the median is the middle one, or the average of the middle 2. In this case, there are odd number of elements in the set, so the middle one is number 2. So we learned how to compute the measures of central tendency from a frequency table.